In a small coastal village, there lived a boy named Matteo. The village was known for its beautiful beaches and calm waters, but it was also surrounded by towering cliffs that no one had ever dared to climb. Matteo was a curious and adventurous boy, always dreaming of what lay beyond those cliffs. One summer, as Matteo played by the beach, he found an old, tattered map washed ashore. The map showed a hidden valley filled with treasures and wonders, but it required climbing the cliffs to reach it. Excited by the possibility of an adventure, Matteo decided he would be the first to climb the cliffs and discover what lay beyond. When Matteo shared his plan with the villagers, they laughed and shook their heads. "No one has ever climbed those cliffs," they said. "It's impossible. You'll get hurt." But Matteo was determined. He spent days preparing, gathering supplies, and studying the cliffs. Early one morning, as the sun began to rise, Matteo set off on his journey. The cliffs were steep and treacherous, with loose rocks and narrow ledges. Matteo's heart pounded with every step, but he kept going, driven by the thought of the hidden valley and the treasures it held. Halfway up, Matteo slipped and almost fell. He clung to a rock, his body trembling with fear. Doubts crept into his mind. Maybe the villagers were right. Maybe this is impossible, he thought. But then he remembered the map and the dream of discovering something extraordinary. Summoning all his courage, Matteo continued his climb. Hours passed, and Matteo's hands were blistered, his muscles aching. He reached a particularly challenging section where the rocks were smooth and offered little to hold on to. Taking a deep breath, Matteo carefully found footholds and inched his way up. With one final push, he pulled himself over the edge and stood at the top of the cliffs. Matteo's heart soared as he looked out over a breathtaking landscape. The hidden valley stretched out before him, filled with vibrant flowers, sparkling streams, and the ruins of an ancient civilization. It was even more beautiful than he had imagined. Matteo explored the valley, discovering relics and treasures that spoke of a long-lost culture. As the sun began to set, Matteo knew it was time to return to the village. The climb down was just as challenging, but his heart was light, and his spirit was strong. When he finally reached the bottom, the villagers gathered around, astonished to see him. Matteo shared his story and showed them the treasures he had found. The villagers were amazed and inspired by Matteo's courage and determination. They realized that the limits they had believed in were not real, but were barriers they had set for themselves. Matteo's journey had shown them that with perseverance and bravery, they could achieve the impossible. From that day on, Matteo became a hero in the village. His story spread far and wide, inspiring others to push beyond their limits and pursue their dreams. Matteo continued to explore and discover new places, always driven by the belief that there was no limit to what he could achieve.